Supplementary.
Andy Foster.
What recent causes of fuel insecurity in New Zealand is the Minister aware of?
I am aware that despite the willingness of the executive and directors of the Marsden Point refinery to seek an accommodation with the last government watched the demise and death of the Marsden Point oil refinery. An awful blow to Northland and a wicked act undermining the resilience of New Zealand. But not only has it put fuel security at risk and endangered CO2 supplies for beer and food, it was also, we should remember, the majority producer of jet fuel. In fact, all shipping fuel and more than half of our diesel came a lot more confidently and reliably to New Zealand as a consequence of that refinery, and the people who closed it down thought that they were doing the right thing via climate change. They have worsened the resilience of our nation.
Mr. Speaker, supplementary. As a result of that closure, what actions is the Minister taking to review the opportunities that there are around Marsden Point?
Mr. Speaker, as I have said, we are investigating the re-establishment of Marsden Point refinery. Sadly, we are left to gather the results of an awful decision made over the last 2 years, and it's driven, sir, by a mixture of wokeism, a mixture of naivety, and an unwillingness to accept without gas, without fuel, the nation will collapse. With New Zealand first in charge of such an initiative, our resilience will prosper.
It's just the...
Could I ask the Minister...
I haven't called you yet. Just before we go on, just, I suppose I was going to use the word poetic, but it's not really poetic. It's interesting and colourful, but not particularly helpful. Right on to Winston Peters.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Yep.
There are parliaments that actually admire the exquisite use of the English language. We did formally until a recent time. For much, I just say that is important to us.
Could I just say, could you speak into your microphone, because I couldn't hear you?
I'll say it loudly. There was a time when parliaments, and ours was one of them, would admire the exquisite use of the English language. If some members of parliament can't understand that, then that's their problem. So that's my point.
Well...
Question? Supplementary question.
Well, hang on, I'm speaking to the point of order. Just, my point simply was that, you want to hear or not? My point simply was that the standing orders, which you didn't refer to, do require that ministers answer within a number of criteria that are laid down in the standing orders. Some of that language stepped well outside that, and I'm simply pointing that out.
Could I ask the Minister how long...
Supplementary question, right
Yes.
on Winston Peters.
How long, without pipeline supply, and in the event of a tanker disruption, how long will this country be in terms of days before we reach an absolute and total crisis?
Shane Jones.
I am advised that it's between 17 and 21 days. The situation has grossly worsened by the closure of our refinery, reflective of the shallow thinking behind that decision-maker.